Ignite to Impact.
Are you doing your best to positively impact the world, starting with nurturing yourself? In today's conversation, we're going to talk about the importance, the value of investing in yourself. And this can come in many different ways, but the point is the focus is on you. Hi there, this is Dr. Geneva, and welcome again to another impactful show, Ignite to Impact Live. I am just so delighted you're here, either here with us live or on the replay. Love you all, have appreciated all of your comments, all of your feedback. And yes, we're going to continue to bring you great content, good value, and fantastic guests who can speak to a variety of topics, all focused on you and how you can ignite your impact. This is the best place to have conversations about what you can do to have the best version of yourself and change the world. You know, I think often a lot about what's commonly referred to as self-care. And sometimes when we think about self-care, we say, yes, I've got to go get that massage. Well, that is one aspect of taking care of yourself, but it is by no means the only way to do it. Self-care involves your spiritual self, your social self, your financial self, your mindset self, your body. It involves so many different aspects of you, and you can do it all. And finding the time to do it is really sometimes tough. It's sometimes difficult. Well, in fact, a lot of times it's hard to focus on yourself. But it's so very valuable and important to do it because, you know, unless you're the best version of yourself, you can't live your best life. You can't help others around you. You're not at your best when you're trying to lead yourself. And so for, you know, whether you're a leader, an executive, an entrepreneur, a mom, whatever it is that you're doing, finding time to invest in yourself makes a difference. It can make a difference for you and for yourself. And so one of the things that I'm going to ask you now, and also at the end of our conversation with my fabulous guest, is to fill in the blanks. Okay. I'm investing blank, blank, and blank to grow personally. So those are three spaces that I want you to fill in, okay? I'm investing, fill in the blank, then fill in the blank, and blank to grow personally. So I'm going to ask you to write that down, to think about it, and then I'm going to come back at the end of our conversation, and we're going to have some more conversation about it. So let me bring on now the guest, the celebrity guest, excuse me, that I have sharing this conversation with us today is someone that is known nationally. And I'm so delighted that I'm bringing her on and can call her my friend for many years, Gail Perry Mason. She's from Detroit, Michigan, but known all over the world. And she's come a long way from foster care to caring for others. And I'm just so pleased and excited that she's with us. She's a financial professional. She's a national best-selling author, And she's also founder of Money Matters for Youth, an internationally respected and known program that she started herself, where she's helping young people get in the habit of investing, investing certainly in wealth, but also investing in themselves. And so her list of accomplishments range from her own TV shows, the books that she's written, best-selling books, Money Matters for Families, Girl, Make Your Money Grow, are some of her best-selling books. She's very active in our community, serving on many boards, and just she regularly speaks to capacity crowds and for places such as Ford, General Motors, Wells Fargo, Comerica. She's been to Harvard. She's just been all over. She's spoken at the NAACP Image Awards, just on and on. And so she's phenomenal, received many numerous awards, and lately has developed Forever 39. The way to motivate 40, 50, and 60-year-old women to optimize their daily life experience by focusing on fitness, wine, and fun. Oh, I could go on and on. Let's bring on the celebrity, my guest and my friend, Gail Perry Mason. How you doing, Gail?
Hey, how are you, Geneva? What a great introduction. And it's so great to be here. I love hanging out with you. And
Thank you.
I wish I could hang out with your positivity every single day. I love it. I love your podcast. Love them, love them, love them. So it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And back at you. And I want to jump right into it. You know, if you were to fill out the blank, 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 I'm investing blank, blank, and blank to grow myself personally, what would those three areas of investing in yourself that you think are important for our audience to hear and learn about?
I think investing in our health is number one. Like without investing in our health. I also think investing in our personal growth. I think every day we need to be open to learn, you know, whether it's a financial coach and investing in our mental health. And then also, and of course, you know, I have to say, because that's what I do for a living, is investing our money for it to work for us versus us always working for it. So I think that those are my three things that I would invest in, and growth means faith in everything I do. So I will do that every day. So those are great questions. I wonder what the answers are going to be for people on this podcast.
Yes, that is really great. So let's start with that that last one, because that just really resonates with me. That is money working for us, you know, because sometimes it just always seems that, you know, we work and then the money goes out. I mean, we buy things, we do things, but money working for us and building wealth is something different, isn't it? Tell us about that.
You know what it is, Geneva, and I'm glad you asked that, because when you look at, you know, we make $1, and like you said, it just goes out. It goes away from our community, and it goes away out of our pockets, and it goes away out of our bottom line. What we need to do is find out. We need to buy more assets versus buying liabilities. That's number one.
Okay.
Where are we spending our money? And Geneva, let me tell you, I think everybody needs to have a mind their own business day. And let me tell you, your day is the best way to start creating wealth. Take a mind your own business hour, half an hour, and tend to your own business. And then this way you will say, hey, you know what? Let me cut out some of these subscriptions I have. Let me get some of these apps, make layoffs. So the way to build wealth is first know where you're going. And I'm going to give you a great app. It's called mint.com, mint.com. It will give you a financial report card. You need to track where your money's going, because I think you can't create wealth until you know your spending habits and where your money's going. Then you could say, hey, my money goes mostly to food, whether it's Starbucks. Well, wait a minute. Am I investing in that? Is it going, what food company, whatever you're doing, just make sure. That's another thing too. Look and say, well, maybe I should own this. It's a great app too that I would love for people to get, called Stash. And Stash, and I'm not promoting any of this stuff because I don't affiliated with it, nor do I have it, but I have a lot of young people do this. They have this app called Stash. So first, mint.com to track your money, and then to own spending your money is Stash. They come with a Stash card. And when you do that, say you go in Nike and buy something, when you walk out, you also own a piece of the company. Say you walk in, go in, whether it's Target, whatever. So glad Target's coming to Detroit. But say you walk to Target, say you walk here, there, wherever it is, you spend it with your card. It's like, wow. Okay, you walk out. It's like, okay, the difference, the change or the dollar difference. Oh, by the way, I own it now. Not only do I spend it, but then you feel better about it. So it's kind of like, okay, now you can buy liabilities, but also own.
So it's like instant investing. Is that what I'm hearing?
And I'm not saying, of course, I can't, come on here and say, buy this stock, buy this stock, buy this stock. So I'm definitely not saying. But what I am saying is, start watching where you spend your money. And I wrote about this, Make Your Money Grow, is watch where you spend. So that's one thing. Another thing I want, a lot of people to do is to mind your own business day, make some layoffs, lay off some apps, lay off some cable channels, lay off some subscriptions, lay off different things where we spend our money. Say, whoa, and just do it for like 21 days. And then once you start making layoffs, and it's like, whoa, now I need to start, investing. I need to make layoffs, do that, and set up my own personal board of directors. And let me tell you, Geneva, we cannot do any of this on our own.
Right.
Nobody. Like I couldn't even get on, this. I couldn't get on the podcast on my own. So it's kind of like we need a personal board. We need people that can help us. So I'm calling it our directors. Everybody. Geneva Williams in their life. Dr. Geneva, we need you. Like we need you for motivation. People need to be motivated every day. Put this podcast on your board of directors. Then people, you can put people on accountants, attorneys, people that can actually, you don't have to pay them. It's just somebody you can call. People are on my board, Geneva, like you are. You don't even know you're on my board. So, but what we do need is people on.
But you can pick up the phone, call, get advice. Direction, bounce off ideas with your own personal board of directors.
I encourage that. That's the best way to build wealth, is to surround yourself with people that you can pick up the phone and call. Or you can get on YouTube and see them, or you can get on a podcast and see them, or you can do even the Allie on Peloton. When I'm on my Peloton, I'm like, she's on my board, she didn't even know it, but she's on my fitness. People who I work out with, they don't even know it, that they're on my personal board of directors. So whether it's fitness or whether it's finances, we all help us, or whether it's faith, fitness, finances, and faith. Whether I need to see, I need to go to church, and they're on my board, they don't even know it, but I need the word. I need to be fed into my soul, to touch my soul, touch my mind. Who's going to do this? So put together your personal board of directors, make layoffs, give yourself a financial report card by doing mint.com. And so there's so many apps out here, and there's so many free sources out here too. So that is what I recommend for, to kind of like just to build wealth, just to start.
And Gail, those are some great advice. And you always, one of the things that I always learn from you are about these apps and ways and sources and resources. And I would add that to your one of the things that you invest in, and that is part of Mind Your Business, is know your industry, know your resources, know where the sources of help are, and use technology to be your ally in that.
Yes, don't be frightened of technology. And another thing too, and you just brought the right thing, we all need sources, and we need the resources. We need that. Say, wait, Gail, you sit up here, Dr. Geneva and Gail, you guys were talking about this. I'm living paycheck to paycheck or paycheck to Monday. So a lot of people who listen, I live paycheck to Monday. I don't have any money to invest. I don't have money to do this. I barely can spend money on things that I need versus what I want. So what we can do is, so one thing, I always tell people, you got to have more than one avenue of income. People need more than one avenue of income. And I am going to give out one resource I would love for everybody to go to. It's called thepennyhoarder.com. Thepennyhoarder.com. Oh my God. That right there alone it's information on every single day. It sends you information on how to make money, how to save money, what to do. There's something in it for everyone every single day. And it doesn't, guess what? It costs $0 to get the information. Zero.
And that's pennyhoarder.com?
Yes.
Okay. The Penny Hoarder. Yes, we're running it down across the screen. That's another good one, Gail. And so what, that one sends you information about how to create different income streams?
Yeah. Do you know that they were going to pay someone, I think it was $2,500, I think it was last month or so, if you could not go on technology for 24 hours. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I could do this for 24 hours. You got to put down the phone, put down everything. And they send you a safe. You have to buy a safe and lock your phone and everything up. If you could do it for 24 hours, they would actually send you a check. They were doing a study to see how many people could do it. So they have different studies on there all the time. Oh, they had some. One was, I think you had to stay in the bed for a certain amount of time. They pay you like $10,000. I mean, it's like crazy.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'd love to do that one.
Studies, different everything, but it's always something creative and different that are available. So they so much great information on the Penny Hoarder, and it's easy things, how to stand in line and get an iPhone and make like $3,000 for people. You buy iPhones for people, and they're like, this is crazy. So or how to take pictures and get paid. People love taking pictures, and I think the website is iStock Photo or Etsy. Buy your pictures. People who like taking pictures, then you upload them to these different sites and people pay you for them. So and the thing is, I think one thing that we have to do, God gave us all a passion or a gift. We got to turn our passion sometime into our payment. And that's what we do.
Okay.
You turn your passion into serving, Dr. Geneva, like your passion always was working for the nonprofit. It's nonprofit organizations after nonprofit. And you say people still need to be served. I'm going to serve them from a different platform. So you turn your passion into a different type of payment that helps others and it reaches more people than you did just in Detroit. And so always, but look at you're a prime example.
And you know what I really appreciate what you're talking about has to do with the bottom line message that you're sending is discover, find, create different streams of income.
Yes.
And so if you're working, you get that W-2 check, every 2 weeks or, once a month or whatever it is, that's one stream of income, but that you should have others. And what you're giving us are ways to find those different streams of income, including figuring out what our passions are and what we love to do that we can turn into income as well.
Yeah, we can't get wealthy off our wages. We know that. Like that's what we cannot do. It's
absolutely
off of our wages.
Yes.
We do something else. So we have to create, whether we take some of our funds from our income and invest it in something else. And not that everybody has to be a business owner. I'm not saying that, Dr. Geneva, but what I am saying is maybe you can invest in someone else's business. Maybe you can support them. Maybe you can do different things. So it's always, maybe people like to cook. People like to do different things. I know, Dr. Geneva, that's one thing you and I have in common. We both like to cook. So
yes.
I both like to cook. So
So I want to talk about some of these. So that's our wealth building. That would be one of the things that you would say is very important to invest in yourself. You also mentioned two others, both health and personal growth, which are also important when we talk about investing in ourselves. And in terms, let me just ask, in terms of personal growth,
Mhm.
what's the biggest personal change you've ever made?
I would say the biggest personal change that I've ever made is, I'm trying to think, because I've had so many different changes. You know
Mhm,
what? Just, I don't care what anybody says, moving from one spot to another location, moving
mhm,
from Grosse Pointe, where, I live, to downtown Detroit, brought so much change and so much opportunity. But
mhm,
also with that change is when, a marriage of 28 years dissolved. So that was change, but it also was growth.
mhm,
So I have to look at, change does bring progress.
mhm, mhm,
So we do, change does bring progress during that time. So that was probably one of my biggest personal growth, where sometimes God will basically evict you to move
mhm,
to a different situation, and you
mhm,
grow. And so I think change brings progress, all that, and that's what I've learned. Like,
mhm,
change is not all bad, and you
mhm,
don't grow until you change.
mhm. And so, and in doing that, I think you probably learned some lessons. Of course, one is the growth comes with the change.
Amen.
Um, and
And I
are
learned
there
by
go ahead.
myself.
I was just going to ask you, were there other lessons
Yeah.
that you learned as we talk about personal growth?
Is that I can be by myself
Mhm,
and to love myself. And then I started working out more. I started
okay.
doing things that, oh, wow, I really like doing this. And I love cooking for others. It's like, whoa, it's okay to cook for myself too, because
Mhm,
I want to know what others like to eat and what I could cook for them. And that's what I've done my entire life. Then I was like, Gail, what is your favorite meal? I didn't even know
mhm.
what my favorite meal was, because I cook for so many other
So
people.
come, yeah.
We're
Well,
so,
probably everything you cook is your favorite meal because you are a great cook.
but I ended up, I cooked for everyone else. So it's like, whoa,
Mhm,
I got to start, maybe I can just cook what I want to eat. So I did change my eating habits. I
mhm,
did make
mhm,
more salads instead of the collard greens in the crock pot, because I
mhm,
wasn't cooking for a big family. So I changed my eating habits, and I started, looking at, I always had like a big dining room table. I always had a seat at the table for everyone. Now I have a seat at the table for Gail.
mhm,
And so I can eat off of my own plate what I want to eat. And I never would sit down and eat. And now, so I learned that we do have to do things. Change does help us, bring progress, but it helps us learn ourselves
mhm,
better.
mhm.
And I think,
Yeah,
and
and it's so interesting because as you talk about this, there's one change that you made as you described, changing your locations of where you lived. And then other things were happening, turning points in your life,
yes,
which led to you having to take certain next steps that now you do all the time. You're eating better, you're learning more about yourself, you're cooking for others, but you're cooking for yourself as well, discovering your favorite meal. There's just so much that can come from that change and figuring out what our next steps need to
yes,
be in life.
yes, definitely. And you learn what, like you said, those turning points are major in our life. And I ended up, I moved closer to my place of worship. I, moved closer to my church. And then now, it's like, wow, I enjoy going to church. I love serving at church. So instead of serving at home all the time, it's like, whoa, I could serve at church, and
Mhm,
then I could, do more with my money camp. I could do more of what I love.
mhm,
So
mhm,
sometimes I think when we do things that we love, our passion and make a difference, we do it more with love. And
Yes.
so more time to do things with love and with time. And I think love means, and what I believe, love means let obstacles. So
I want you to say that again, what love means, because I know I missed it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We good?
Okay, is it on now?
You are. So tell us what
can't
love
hear you,
means. Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, okay. I think you were talking about love. Okay. Okay, so we're going to try to get Gail. Can you hear Gail now?
Can you hear? I can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear you though. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's try to. Okay. Can you let us know
Love
what
means
love?
let obstacles vanish effortlessly. And I can't hear you at all.
So what we're going to do is we're going to work on our technical difficulties just for a moment. But I want to really emphasize a couple of things that Gail has said. First of all, as she filled in her blanks in terms of what she was investing in to grow personally, she talked about health, focusing on personal growth itself, and building wealth. And the tip that she gave us about take a day to mind your own business, I thought was phenomenal. Because what she's suggesting is that we take a day during the week and we actually look at our own finances. We lay off. We have some layoffs, that is, lay off the social media, lay off things that aren't doing us good or well, and that we really figure out what we can do with our money and how we can expand our dollar. Because having multiple sources of income, because wages ain't going to make it, but having multiple sources of income matters. That is so very important for us as we think about minding our business, building our wealth. And, you know, our conversation today is about how you invest in yourself. We were having a great conversation with Gail. Can we hear her now? Let me bring on Tisha Hammond to say two things. One, I want to know how we doing with Gail. Have we solved any of our technical difficulties?
Well, we are communicating behind the scenes and hoping that we can bring her back into the show, because what she said love stood for meant volumes, and we definitely want to hear a bit more of that.
Okay. But while I have you,
yeah,
would you know, the question that I'm asking is for you to fill in the blanks. I'm investing blank, blank, and blank to grow personally. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that.
Awesome. So I am investing, first blank is waking up at 7 a.m. Before 7 a.m. every morning, investing 40 minutes in prayer every morning, or else my mind won't be as right as I and others need it to be. I am investing in a 9-week entrepreneur certification program so that my business can grow. When my business grows, my family eats, I feel like I'm contributing something to the household. And I'm contributing to my personal and my family's future. I am investing, being okay, learning to be okay. Learning to be okay with letting the words come out of my mouth that sound something like this. I just need 5 minutes to myself. I just need 5 minutes. I loved what Gail was saying about having a mind your own business day. I call that taking a CEO day. A don't work in the business, work on the business. So I'm excited to hear more of what the two of you are talking about, and try to get her back in the studio and see if we can. We
All
can
right.
hear
Well,
her and she can hear us.
Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing that value with us. And if when she's ready and we can get that sound back, please bring her back on.
All right, I'm going to try it right
Thank you,
now.
Tisha. Okay. So again, that's what Tisha says. Oh, Gail, we back? If you unmute, hi. Can you hear me? Okay, we're still, oh dear, dear, dear. Okay, well, Gail, we're going to have, I seem almost like I can hear you whispering. Oh, I hear something, but I just can't hear your voice. Well, Gail Perry Mason, we love you. We'll have Gail back on, but let me tell you, I believe it's at least 2 phenomenal podcasts on Gail. You can go to my YouTube channel and find her there. You could go to my website, Dr. Geneva Speaks / Gail Perry Mason. Her interview is there. Oh, I guess this was a conversation we had a couple of years ago. But the thing about Gail is the gems that she drops, the value that she gives us. Hey, her content is evergreen and ever valuable. So Gail Perry Mason, we will love you and we will have you back. And in fact, I'd like to bring you back and we can talk all about what happened at Money Matters for Youth Camp this year. That project that Gail does continues to grow and grow, where she invests in our young people. So we're just starting really the conversation, tips and strategies about how you invest in yourself. And why is that important? Because I hear so many people say to me, Dr. Geneva, I want to live my best life. Or Dr. Geneva, you look like you're doing good. How are you living your best life? And it's all about being the best version of yourself. And that's about investing in your personal growth, investing in self-care, investing in learning how to be confident. And, I put together, I believe in the 4-step formula that I have about creating vision, setting those great goals, and being able to take action on those goals, knowing yourself, knowing your influencer style, your leadership style, how you affect yourself and others, and finally, investing in self-care. And this 4-step formula really makes a difference, and I believe leads to a vibrant life. And what do I mean when I say a vibrant life? And you can catch this all at my Vibrant Life Blueprint. But what I believe a vibrant life is looking good, feeling good, and doing good at any age. And when we talk about look good, we're not just talking about the physical appearance, though style and how you feel externally matters, but more so what's happening inside and about that confidence. Because when you're confident inside, it just oozes out. And you, in fact, can look good. And the feel good is about your health and your fitness, but also about finding your balance and being, able to juggle and maintain a balance in your work life, your school life, your family life, because at the end, it's all about life. And then the do good. Yeah, that's about that community impact, what you can do in and for others and working in your community so that you can leave a legacy. And you can do those things. Look good, feel good, do good at any age. And so we want to disrupt aging. We want to say that we can be whoever we are at any age. So go out there and invest in yourself. And thank you. And I'll see you at the next Ignite to Impact Live.
Ignite to Impact.